you signed with the Phillies. You signed with the Mets in the minor leagues, and you spent a total of 8 years in the minor leagues.
Yes, approximately.
Before that first day that you came up with the Mets, can you tell everybody about that first day, that first game?
Well, I came up to about 5 weeks into the season, I believe, in '86, and Barry Lyons was the backup catcher for behind Carter, and we found out later that the staff, managing, coaching staff, and front office had wanted to swap Barry and I back and forth between AAA to get us some at bats because we have a Hall of Fame catcher, Gary Carter, and he's going to be playing 6 out of 7 days. So that was the plan. But I came up in, I think it was early May, and ended up staying the whole time. I was hitting 360 or something most of the year. I ended up at my very lowest point at the end at 260 something, but just worked out. I ended up staying the whole year. And at first, I didn't play for about a week or 8 days. Finally, my first game was in Los Angeles, game of the week. Vince Scully, Joe Garagiola. It was special. It was very special. Many things happened in that game. My first 2 at-bats, I was 2 for 2. Leading the league in hitting. There, the guys are talking. They said some great things about me at one point on my video speaking introduction. I have a clip of Vince Scully and saying, at 6'3", 215 pounds, Ed Hearn had an appointment to West Point Military Academy. He would have made an impressive-looking general. And crack, I hit that double left center. It was almost like it was all cut and pasted to make it all go perfect. So it was a great day.
And you were able to hit your first home run and actually retrieve the ball.
Yes, that was on a ensuing homestand against somebody. But it was the main thing. The important factor is that it was Father's Day, and my folks had flown up from Florida. We're in the stands, and a couple neat things about that. You mentioned getting the ball back. The grounds crew guys there, Shea, were great at retrieving balls that were special, and they retrieved the ball. I didn't know that until after the game, but I rounded home plate, and I was raised to be very humble and all, but I ended up seeing a picture where I'm pointing at my folks in the stands, heading toward the dugout. Ray Knight's in that picture, I think, and George Foster. And then the next thing that happened following that is I'm in the dugout, and in '86, the fans in New York insisted on these curtain calls, and that was just not in my makeup. And Keith Hernandez and Gary Carter literally pushed me up the 4 or 5 steps, and I raised my hand. I ended up with one finger up, and that became the photo cover of my book, Conquering Life's Curves. Right. That's the moment right there. Yep. I just got pushed up the stairs by Gary Carter and Keith Hernandez.
That's awesome. And you were able to give the ball to your father.
That was really special, very, very special to be able to give that to him. And if we had more time, I'd tell you an even more special story that happened similarly between my son and I when he was about 12 years old in youth ball on a Father's Day. But anyway, we'd better move on.
So on that Mets team, you had a lot of strong personalities. Gary Carter, Keith Hernandez. You mentioned George Foster, Ray Knight. What was it like being around them? Were they supportive of you? Just coming up, you're young, you're a rookie catcher, or was it the other way?
No, it was not the other way. Most of the guys were great. I think it was my first home game. After I had a good start on the road there, that Dodger Stadium thing. Well, my first home game was against San Francisco. I believe Ronnie Darling was pitching. I made 2 errors early, the middle part of the game. I was 0 for 2. When I came to the bat, they announced me to the plate on the third at bat. Probably half the stadium was booing. And we lost about 17 or 18 to 5 or something. And I came in the locker room afterward the game, and my locker was surrounded by the New York media, which caught me off guard because I'm like, well, I didn't lose the game. Yeah, I didn't have a very good game, but that's the way the media was. And in regards to how people, how they were around me, including the media, this includes the media. one of the things I remember saying was, hey, yeah, I didn't have a good game. I hope these aren't the last two errors I make in the big leagues, and this isn't me, and things will get better. It's my responsibility. It's my job, and I just faced up to it. The media from that day never. I had great media coverage, and they respected me. And it was shortly thereafter that I hit the home run on Father's Day, and I kind of became a little bit endeared by the Mets fans, actually.
Absolutely.